Greetings, peace, love, and wellness, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. I am Sammarilee, and today we're going to do some yoga poses to connect to the solar plexus. The solar plexus is the third main chakra in the seven chakra system. It's located just above your navel. It is responsible for our confidence, our courage, our willpower, our self-esteem, our drive. It is connected with that sun energy, that masculine energy. As well, it is connected to our upper digestive system and all the organs that is in the abdominal area. So, um, the color that is associated with the solar plexus is yellow. So, if you want to connect to the solar plexus, grab your mat and let's get started. We'll start off in a standing position and we'll first begin by stretching it out. So we'll take a deep inhale and reach up high with our fingertips, expanding the chest, lifting up, fingers spread wide. And if you want to, take a slight back bend here, really stretch into that abdominal area, breathing. With exhale, releasing our hands back down at our side. We'll do that again. Inhaling, reaching up high, fingertips towards the sky, hard gaze, taking a slight back bend. Exhale, releasing our hands back down to the side. This time we'll go a little bit deeper. We'll take this right leg and cross it across the left leg, pivoting the hips forward. Here we'll extend our hands up towards the sky again, reaching through the fingertips. And when it reaches the top, go ahead and interlace our fingers, turning our hands outward. And then again, taking that back bend, stretching up, trusting our strong, healthy legs and abs to hold us up. And release, releasing our hands back down. Untwist our legs, coming back to center. We'll get the opposite side, taking that left leg across that right. Pivoting those hips forward, extending our hands up high towards the sky, reaching up high, interlacing those fingertips, turning our hands out, and go ahead and take that back bend. And releasing our hands back down, untwisting our legs, coming back to center, then coming to the top of the mat. So we'll do a little bit more sun salutations. Here, we'll have our feet planted to the mat, about hip distance apart, arms out to the side, but space in the shoulders to breathe. Give it room to breathe, allowing our shoulders to be back, chest lifted, head towards the sky. Breathing here, allowing ourselves to be rooted in our space. Then we'll go ahead and lift our hands up towards the sky, reaching again. Then exhale, folding, diving down towards that mat. Allowing the fingertips to come to the mat. Releasing ourselves here. Breathing. Then we'll come up halfway, bringing our hands to our shin, creating a flat back tabletop. Looking forward. Then we'll release our hands back to the mat. Breathing. Allowing the head to hang heavy. And then when you're ready, we'll inhale, hands from the hips rising up high, powerfully towards the sky. Then we'll allow ourselves to take that slight back bend again. Then bring our hands up, prayer mudra above our head, and then channel that energy down the center into that heart space. Then we'll take a deep inhale, exhale, and release. Receiving all that energy into that space. Releasing the shoulders, releasing the arms. We're back into Dasana, grounded in our space. We'll take a deep inhale, reaching up again. Fingertips towards the sky. Exhale, fold, diving down towards the mat. Then we'll bring our hands up to the shin again, coming up halfway, turn back into a tabletop, flat back, looking forward. Then we'll exhale, bringing our fingertips towards the mat. But this time we'll plant our hands completely to the mat, bending our knees and stepping our feet back. Lower down, allowing ourselves to lower completely to the mat, keeping our hands pressed into the mat. Then we'll push ourselves up, lifting the chest, releasing the shoulders back, lifting the pelvis off the floor, chest lifted, our abs should be lifted into this cobra pose. Breathe here. Allowing yourself to really stretch into the abs. Then we'll lower ourselves back down to the mat. And then this time come on to our forearms. And we'll press up into this Sphinx pose. Allowing the chest to be lifted, but the pelvis should be still onto the mat. The only thing lifted is the shoulders and the upper chest. Then we're going to shift our weight to this left side, coming onto the left side of our body, stacking both legs on top of each other. Then we're going to inhale, press into the mat with our forearms and lift the hips off the floor, keeping the legs stacked on top of each other. And then we'll extend this right hand into the air. Breathing here. Then we'll release ourselves back down, coming back into center. Then we'll go into a plank pose, come onto the tippy toes and push ourselves up, lifting the hips and the legs off the mat. And then we'll release ourselves back to the mat, come on to that right side, right forearm. And then we'll gently lift our hips up and extend this left arm up. And release ourselves back to the mat. And then we'll come onto our knees, shifting our weight back to the back of the body and come into a child's pose, extending our arms straight out, releasing our head to the mat. And then we'll come up onto our knees, bringing our hands stacked under our shoulders. And here we're going to go into alternate leg and arm extensions. So we're going to keep our left hand and right knee planted, and we're going to extend that right hand and left leg. Then we're going to bend at the elbow and bring the knee and the elbow to the chest, and then extend it back out. We'll do this like 4 times. Again, then extend it out. And extend it out. And one more time. And release it to the mat. And then we'll get that opposite side, extending that left arm and right leg. Then bring it to the chest. Then extend it back out. Bring it into the chest. Extending it back out. Bringing it to the chest. Extending it back out. And bring it to the chest. And release. Here, we'll just breathe in this tabletop position. Breathe into the abs, allowing our breath to lead us. Then we're going to come onto our forearm again. Then we're going to untuck our toes, shift our hips up into the air, into a dolphin pose. Feel free to walk yourself out, bend one knee, straighten the other. And release the walking. Just breathe. Turn ourselves into a V, flat back. Then we're going to shift our weight into our palms and come up into a downward dog. Breathe in here. If you want to walk your legs out here again, we can walk our legs out. Then we'll release the walking. Keep this left leg planted. Extend this right leg into the air. Bring that right leg to the chest and plant it to the floor. Taking that left leg and turn it perpendicular to the mat. So on its side. Then we'll hinge from the hip, rising up into this warrior one pose. Breathe in here. Then we'll shift our arm and gaze sideways. Warrior two. Opening up the chest more. Then we'll release this right arm to that right leg and extend this left arm up into the air for a side angle. Then we're going to drop this right hand down. Bring it around that right leg. Take this left arm and bring it around your back. And grab a hold of that right arm and create a bind. And just twist open even more. Opening up the chest and abs here. 2 more breaths. And when you're ready, we'll release both hands back to the floor. Come onto the tippy toes on that left foot. Extend that right leg back. We'll be back into downward dog. We'll breathe here for 5 breaths. Walking ourselves out. Or feel free to stay stationary. Just feel yourself pressing against that mat. Then when you're ready, we'll keep that right leg planted, extending that left leg straight into the air, bringing that left leg up, planting it to the floor, taking that the right leg, turning perpendicular. Then we'll extend ourselves up into warrior one pose. Breathing here. Then we'll turn our gaze sideways. Then we'll drop that left arm and extend that right hand in the air. Then we'll drop this left arm and wrap it around that left leg, right arm behind our back, grab a bind, and open up. Two more breaths. And one more breath. And release our hands to the mat. Come onto our tippy toes on that right leg. Go back to that downward dog. Let's breathe here again. Walking ourselves out. Really press into that mat. Create that resistance. Turn ourselves to upside down V. Then this time we'll keep that left leg planted again, extending this right leg up into the air, bringing it up again to the hands. This time we'll drop onto that left knee. We'll extend our hands up, straight up here. Then we'll bend at the elbows, opening the chest even more, expanding, allowing our chest to be open, the heart to be open, the solar plexus to be active. Breathing here. Then we'll bring this left arm to that right knee. Bring this right arm straight back, twisting open. Then we'll come back to center. Extend our hands up again, but this time we'll go into a slight back bend. Then come back to center, releasing our hands back down to the mat. Untuck our toe on that left foot. Extend that right leg back. And we're back into the downward dog. Breathing. Allow ourselves to rest, yet stay active in this downward dog. And we'll keep that right leg planted so we get the opposite side. Extend that left leg straight into the air. Bring it up. Then drop down on that right knee. And extend our hands straight up into the air. Then bend at that elbow. Opening the chest. Allowing ourselves to expand. Then we'll bring this right arm to that left knee. Then extend that left arm back, twisting open. Then we'll come back to center. Then bring both hands up and go back into that crescent back bend. Then come back to center. And this time we'll release our hands to the mat so we can come down to a seated position. Here, we will bend this right knee, planting that right foot to the mat. We'll take this right hand, press it behind us onto the mat. Then we'll take this left hand up and across, pressing against this outer right leg. And as you twist open, looking at that right shoulder, just twisting on the abdominal area. Breathing. Just visualize you're trying to see what that right hand is doing behind your back. Really engaging in the core. And when you're ready, we'll release that And get the opposite side, shake that out a little bit. Then we're gonna bend on that left knee. Take this left hand behind us, plant it down, extend his right hand, chop it across that left knee and twist open. Looking back at that left arm, left shoulder, engaging into that core. And then we'll release that, walk that out a little bit. And we'll bend that right knee again. This time we'll actually pick it up and bring it across that left knee. Bring it in near the left knee. Then we'll take this left knee and bend it back, bringing that left foot towards the back of the body. So the left foot planted on the front, right foot planted on the foot. Then taking his right hand back for leverage. Then go ahead and chop again across, pressing your left elbow against that right knee as you twisting yourself open even more. Again, looking back towards that right hand and right shoulder. Just really tapping into that core, really giving yourself a twist. Tapping into that back as well. Breathing. Then we'll release that, shake that out, walk that out, and get the opposite side. Bend that left knee, bring it across that right leg near the right knee, bending at that right knee towards the back of the body. Taking his left hand back for leverage, bringing his right hand, chop it across that left hand, twisting open. Looking over that shoulder, really tapping into that core. And when you're ready, we'll release that. Walk our legs out, straighten our legs out. And we'll bring our legs to us, bending both of them, hugging them onto ourselves, stretching our back up. We'll release them again. And we'll take both hands and press our palm into the mat, lifting the chest. And breathe here with the chest lifted, shoulders back, head straight forward. Breathing here. Consciously lifting the chest, giving all our lungs and organs space to breathe by elongating ourselves. And when you're ready, we'll release that. Take our arms out. Then we'll take this right arm. Bring that right arm behind, bend it up as if you're trying to touch the middle of your back. Then we'll take this left hand and bend it down. And see if you can grab a hold or a bind in your hand. If you can't, just reach up. If you can, just grab whatever fingers you can grab. And here we'll try to keep our chest lifted again, giving ourselves a deeper stretch in our arms as well as lifting the chest and back. Breathing here. And if you can't see how my back is, you'll see it's lifted, arms, fingertips engaged, chest engaged, is lifted. So it's giving me a straight back so I won't be slouched. And when you're ready, we'll release that, shake that out. Then we'll come into a comfortable seated position. And let's just flex our arms a little bit. Roll them out as we breathe. And at this time, I would like to bow to you and thank you for clicking on this video and sharing your practice with me today. I hope this practice was able to help you activate your solar plexus. And until next time,